Well, I've been employed, this is the 5th year I've been unemployed, and this is the factory I used to work at, Bradley and Foster's. You can see it's finished, and this is the outcome of it. Everything's been knocked down. And Garringtons are finished. Ruby Owens, Wellman, Smith and Owen, Lloyd's, Richards's, another nut and bolt place just down the road, a plating place, that's finished. I used to work 7 days a week. That's year in, year out. I've done 30 years here. I just said, oh, that's it, you've all got to go, and that was it. It was before 4,000 when I started. Now it's dwindled down to about 30. Where the others have all gone, I couldn't tell you. Get a bit cheesed off staying about at home all day, you know, doing nothing, when you could be out working. I've been 2 or 3 places after the job, go and get one. Nobody wants to know.
This used to be a good factory employing a lot of people. Now they've finished, them out of work, nowhere to go. They'll be unemployed 24 hours a day now, 7 days a week. No money really to spend on real luxuries. Your benefit don't stretch out to that much. You feel lost sometimes and you need somewhere to go.
Bug and Brag are 2 unemployment groups formed by the unemployed for the unemployed. Bug is based at Bushbury, Wolverhampton, and Brag is based at Bradley in Bulston. A group of us, in conjunction with field workers from the Poly, got together and we formed the unemployment groups. Well, the field workers from the Poly actually explained as they'd got a little bit of cash so as we could go on visits, things like that, round other employment centres and that, which we did, and we done a 10-week programme of actually visiting other unemployment centres. For the next 6 months, we actually all put our heads together and came up with a programme, and it got through. We actually got the grant from NIAS, and they are funding us for 2 years. We're doing the woodwork, needlework, pottery, typing. But it's also somewhere for them to come. It's a pressure valve. They can come down here and share all the problems.
We are teaching ourselves to do things what we would normally do. We get the grant from NIAS and we're using it to buy equipment, material, such like. And I think we're doing a great job of what we're trying to do.
We don't have teachers come down here, people who come down here, they're adults, they're capable of learning for themselves, of asking questions for themselves. And you find they learn a lot more that way, they learn by their own mistakes. It's informal. Everybody here is unemployed, it's run by the unemployed, we make all our own decisions here. We've found with unemployed people they've lost all their confidence and everything, and anything that strikes the officialdom they don't want. The basic publicity is by word of mouth, by actually talking to people, but we have had coverage in the local press. You do need councillors and local authority, but basically to use them, you have to keep nagging away at them, you know, make a nuisance of yourself, and you actually get things done. They do move, providing you put enough pressure on them.
I I came down here mainly to get out of the house. Me and my husband were always arguing because of being unemployed. My house never looked so clean. I was always cleaning, never stopped. When I first came down here, I started doing woodwork. I started making a seesaw, and then I got a needlework class going, and we've moved it into the new unit now. We've got pottery starting up and also typing. On a morning, there's a creche over the road that I take him to, and on an afternoon, we've made our own little creche for the mothers that have got children to bring them here so that we can keep an eye on them and they can paint, draw, play with things, and one of the mothers will take it in turns in looking after them. On the needlework section, we go around the markets looking for the materials to make the stuff that we want to make. The wood is either ordered by phone or they go to the wood yard and order it.
We go out, we get bits of material that people have cut out of dresses and that, and bring it down. The girls make patchwork with it. We've been around the factories on the site, and we have permission off all of them that anything we can make use of that they throw out, we can take back and use and make more use of, such as wooden pallets, the fiberglass mouldings, or any spare screws and nails, or anything at all that is in their skips we can bring down and make use of here.
The bench we made out of reclaimed timber, pallets, and so was this plant stand, this guarding tidy. This was fiberglass that I was going to make 3 wheelbarrows from. And these cotton boxes. These are catches I got for the windows for the greenhouse. I was out to skip. Never done any woodwork before I came here. Since then I built 2 greenhouses, a shed, goal frames, bed boxes, nest boxes. I've done a bit of embroidery as well. I make pigeon sheds and lofts and greenhouses for the price of material for anyone.
I like sewing, so I come here and pick up sewing. You know, sewing is a thing that you never finish learn. And to see someone doing sewing, you pick up from what they're doing and what you didn't know what to do.
I'd never done sewing before I came down here. If you get stuck, there's like other people that you can ask. And somebody is bound to put you right. And I've done things that I never dreamt that I'd do.
There's no set times, and I think that's where we differ from the formal education, because you have to go at 9 and finish at probably 4:30, and that's it, you know. But here, you can just come and go, you know. There's no signing in, no cracking on. There's nothing.
There's no time limit on how long they come down here. Like a 10-week course is basically no good to them, because what do they do after the 10 weeks? At least this is ongoing.
Coming here, working with the group, I learned more than what I was doing in the classroom. And it because I was doing something. It teaches you a lot. It teaches you a lot, and it teaches you how to help yourself.
You've got something to look forward to getting up in the morning, and you're doing something and you end up with an end product.
It's great down here. It's like a job. Like you go home every night, you get up early in the morning, come down here and you do whatever you want to do, then you go home. You know, it's magic.
We had a first meeting, 18 about attended, set up a 10-week programme, lectures, welfare rights, debt counselling, local councillors, etc. came. And at the end of the 10 weeks, we had a discussion and said, yes, we can go on, we can start. Because the unemployed, what they've got is plenty of time, plenty of skill and no money. So we decided to go for funding. And we went to the local authority, they gave us a small sum to start off, but they encouraged us to go through education. And so we went to NIAS for funding. That took about 6 months to put the case forward and get it going. And by that time we were down to 2 members. But we still kept on. And as a result of going for the funding, we decided we've got to get some people in who with a bit of skill who could start up an activity centre. So we did a local survey. And we did 2 streets, 50 houses. And from those we found 8 people who could come along and start the place up.
So we got down, we got stuck in, stripped the room downstairs out, got cracking, a few nuts and bolts, saw, chisel, screwdriver, and so we set this workbench up, and that was a base really from what people could do. A bit of wood, you can do anything with a bit of wood. So.
The funding is from the National Institute for Continuing Adult Education. And in fact, that funding is up in 12 months' time, which means we are looking for more funding to carry on. But obviously in the 2 years we've built up the activity centres, we've got the equipment, so all we need really is funding for materials, etc. to carry on. Because the local authority, we're rent-free, rate-free. Unemployed just don't want drop-in centres from our experience. They can watch television at home better than have a cup of tea at home, better than come and sit and talk, because what they want to do is use the skills. They want to get a bit of pride back in themselves. We've had people here who are skilled carpenters who have been out of work 3 years and really never touched a tool since then because they couldn't afford the tools. Give them an activity centre where you can supply the tools, supply the materials, then they start to live again.
Well, the department we've got going here is a knitting machine in which people are now working on to try and make things on that. We've got dressmaking, soft toys, woodwork, a good art class, and a good few people that are willing to help in other people making the things in the woodwork. Everybody has the chance of doing what they want, whether it be woodwork, dressmaking, etc. If they don't want to do it, then I mean it's up to themselves that, and it's their fault that they don't get involved. But even then, they can watch and they get interested in that way and motivate themselves that they may start doing whatever activities they want to do.
I've done lamps, table lamps. We're attempting bowls, through reading the books, to learn how to use the tools to make the things. There's cabinet units, stereo cabinet unit, whatnots. That's the corner unit, from basic scratch material. They've done bunk beds, a dog kennel, they've done dog kennels, they've done fire surrounds, point table and bench set, And these people that never attempted woodwork, but to share the knowledge between you, that's the results you get. The tools are the main asset of any type of activity, whether it be needlework, enamelling, art, computers, youngsters that want to learn, but I'm frightened to go because they don't know what to expect. So you've got to encourage them in and show them what can be done, And it really gives enjoyment to me personally to see the people have got somewhere to go.
Well, I came, I said, could they help me? And they said, yes, they would. And we started to get things together, buy some paint. And so these boards are already here. And we fixed them up and we were given this room about a month ago. So we've got everything in now, and then I've had a couple of other artists who come in, Norman and Arthur, and they're helping me and I'm helping them. Painting now is taken on a new, with NIOS, it's taken on a new dimension, you know. And probably I can get people interested in what I'm doing, and they could all really bring some meaning to life around here, which there hasn't been much life left.
I enjoy coming here. It keeps me off the street. It stops me being bored at home, don't it? It's took it out of me, eh? Put me back in life. I'm happy. Keep smiling now, can't I? When I was crying before. Help other people, they help me. I'm very happy coming up here. I enjoy coming up here.
It's good to come here because you bring you can bring the children with you, and there's always somebody to take the turn of looking after. We normally come into this one room with some books and crayons and then we all take it in turns, so as the row one with them all the while. So you have a chance doing it sewing as well.
I know when I first come up here, I mean, me and my husband were all getting on very well, I've got to admit, because we were seeing too much of one another. But now, through coming up here, we've got a common interest with one another. I can use my brain, which had started to stagnate, really. I mean, I don't say I'm very clever, but I ain't dumb. And when people, now you're unemployed and an housewife, that's all they expect you to be, is dumb. When it's up here, you are. You can use your brain again and be clever. And I do get on better with my husband, because unemployment puts tremendous pressure on marriage when you're in the house with one another. I don't know if you have found that.
I think it's been great for me because I did miss being at work and coming home, and there's only, you know, all work in the house to do instead of being in the hospital. And I find it stimulating to come here.
I was dragged in, literally. I was sent up to a shop in Wolverhampton to choose sewing machines. Got a basic sewing machine. Bank loads of cottons, pins, needles. They thought I was buying the shop up with it when I went in to get them, and after that people decided what they wanted to make. You wore here Christmas, was you, Beryl? No, cap?
No.
Oh, we £10 worth of cuddly toys for Beacon Radio for the children's toy appeal. And we sent some to the old people's home for their Christmas fair. All them. Them are just a few of what's left. But we did £10 worth. And anybody that wants any help, they can come to us and we'd make them things, wouldn't we? Never refused to do anything for anybody. Because after all, that's all we've got is time. Eh?
I mean, I've told everybody I've got a deadline for this dress. If you'll all help me, I shall be very grateful.
Of course we will. Kath can be doing the sleeves, I'll do the hem all yarn.
You know. That's the point, isn't it? Everybody helps everybody else. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even if we make a cock up of it, we've got each other to blame then. The best part of the group is because now one person or group of persons run it, we all run it equally. We all have our own say. If there's something we don't like or want to bring into the group, we can bring it up Mondays.
Monday.
Yeah.
The meetings, isn't it?
That's the best of it. There's no...
If you've got anything to say,
you've got no bosses, have you?
It's true.
You've got no bosses, you all run it yourselves, for yourselves, by yourselves. That's the best part of it, I think. I don't think we'd survive without each other, really. To keep one another going, we need each other.
This group is showing that the unemployed without nothing can have a good life, you know. And I hope other groups throughout the country really take an idea from this and really get people giving, you know, and make something of it, so that it's always there and nobody can take it away.
It can be done. It's just a case of plucking up the courage and doing it. And once you have done it, you find it does start to get easier. It's no good sitting around waiting for it to come to you. You've got to go out and get it.